Hello everyone. So we have discussed a point form of the law which was curl cross H is equals to J, right? Now there is another law which we need to get. What is that law? Well, I'm not going to drive that law here. I will give you qualitative idea. Okay, consider certain charge distribution, a certain charge distribution which is given here in such a way that if I imagine putting a surface around it, this is my surface around it, and the charge distribution was volume charge density rho v. Now what did our Gauss law says? Gauss law said that the electric flux density d integrated over closed surface element, okay, integrated over a closed surface S, was actually equals to total charge enclosed, right, which was integration of volume charge density. Okay, so now imagine a situation where I have a magnetic field lines. These are my B lines, or you can say magnetic field lines that are coming out, and the magnetic field is obviously coming out by having some sort of loop current I, correct? So I have a loop current I, and we have just shown that the magnetic field to be constant. They would be coming out like this. Now if I imagine covering up these B field line using some closed surface S. So these are my B field line and that are coming out, and over the surface you will see that if I try to find out what is my B dot ds over this surface, this will be 0. There is many field lines as entering as those field lines are leaving the surface. So you can't find any surface in such a way that if you enclose, if you will only have outgoing magnetic field lines. Okay, so magnetic field line can't exist as an isolated field lines coming out of a point, just as an electric field line would be. So if you enclose this, you would actually find that the total charge enclosed, and you can see that the field line from the charge, there is no such thing of magnetic field. Mathematically you can show this. You can actually go back to this expression of Biot-Savart law, B equals to mu naught by 4 pi integrated of IDL dot in times R hat by R square. Okay, so you then you can show to get to the point form. You can find del dot B, which is diversion of B, and remember del dot actually goes inside, and because this is gradient is giving is being taken as delta operator is operating on field point, so you will actually get mu naught by 4 pi integration of IDL prime del cross R hat by R square. Okay, there is cross here, so this quantity B hat by R square we have already seen to be gradient of 1 by R. So we have already seen to be gradient of 1 by R. So this becomes curl of gradient of 1 by R. There is a negative sign that is not important for us, and we know from vector calculus the curl of gradient would equals to 0. We have shown it for time independent cases, that is stationary case, but this equation del dot B, this operation is actually true for time varying case. So even in that this turn out to equals to 0. So integration is actually 0, which means this integration is also 0. This is 0, which means this is also 0. Okay, so we have shown it for time independent case, that this stationary case, but this equation is operating is actually time varying, so in that case also it is 0. So for both the cases it is 0. So the integration is actually 0, which means this del dot B is also 0. So physical idea behind this is that if I consider B field line coming out of any region or space, you can try to surround it by a surface. I will never be able to isolate these lines. So lines will always close, or at least there would be many lines that are entering or many lines that are leaving. So indicating that there is no possibility of, at least there are no possibility of existing positive poles, just like positive charge or negative poles. So there is no possibility of positive and negative poles of magnet. So this statement is sometimes indicate as magnetic monopole do not exist. So in typical sense, whenever we are asked about del dot B is equals to 0, without really thinking about it, we answer that magnetic monopole do not exist. Okay, that seems that del dot B is equals to 0 simply indicates magnetic monopole do not exist. So the only physical relationship that we gives is that the magnetic monopole do not exist. Okay, so when we ask what is magnetic monopole, we are unable to answer what is magnetic monopole. So the idea is mono is a single. Mono means single. Okay, a pole is one of the oldest terminology for the charge type of situation. So you had a magnet, you have a magnet of north pole and a south pole, and similarly, you know, the statement of like pole repel and unlike pole attract was actually derived from this earlier terminology. Okay, so pole being that agent which could attract or repel. Okay, so what we mean when we say magnetic monopole do not exist is that single pole can't be isolated. So far we have not found any case where we have magnetic charge density rho m. So if there was any magnetic charge density in the universe, then the magnetic form of law could actually needed to be modified. Okay, so mathematically this might be all right that del dot B is equals to 0, but if it is physically not okay, that is physically rho m do not exist, then you have to change this law del dot B equals to rho m. Otherwise, in so far what we have seen is del dot B is actually equals to 0 for all the time. So del dot B is equals to 0, but even if there are no magnetic monopole, then this law has to be modified. You have to distinguish between this law as a physical rule and this law as mathematical. Okay, tool. So a mathematical tool sometimes is advantageous as to include magnetic charge. So in most cases, in some of the literature, you would find people using this magnetic charge because it simply simplify the calculation and then setting this quantity equals to 0 after the calculation. So you can do that, but we will not be doing that, any of that for us. Okay, so for us del dot B equals to 0 will always be true. Okay, so many experiment has been conducted to actually try and isolate magnetic charge, so that try to find magnetic monopole, and so far there has been no positive result in finding such magnetic monopole. Okay, so practically proposed magnetic field lines can thought of as being closed up on themselves in such a way that del dot, so B over a closed surface would equals to 0, or diversion of magnetic field at all the point is equals to 0. Okay, so this is the physical law that we want to write down. Although I have shown that del dot B is equals to 0, in a quite hurried manner, I would suggest you to carry out this calculation for yourself. It is just a couple of vector identity that you needed to involve and use, and you find that del dot b is equals to 0. So let us summarize 4 relationships that we have obtained. So one relationship is del cross b is equals to 0. We were able to write down E as gradient of V, and we said that E is actually irrotational. When we discussed curl, we said that E is irrotational. For magnetic field, we have del dot B equals to 0, which actually shows us that B as a curl of some other quantity A. A is magnetic or sometime magnetic is dropped, but we will keep that one magnetic vector potential. Okay, so and that del curl H is equals to J. So this is incomplete equation. We will come to this incompleteness and this Ampere law. Okay, so curl of H is equals to 0 is equals to current enclosed. Okay, wherever curl of electric field was actually equals to 0. So we will later see that this equation need to be modified in time varying case, whereas these two equations these two equations are perfectly valid for both time varying as well as time invariant case. So what are the corresponding integration form of these equations? Well, the corresponding integral form of curl curl of E is equals to 0 is given by line integral of E is equals to 0. Similarly, line integral of H over a closed surface or a closed loop is equals to total current enclosed. The product law, which are called as electric and magnetic Gauss law, basically saying that surface integral of D over, or you can say magnetic flux density vector integrated over surface is actually equals to 0. This magnetic field is equals to 0, and this density flux density over a closed surface is equals to total charge enclosed. So you would be you would be using the integral form sometimes, and you could be using point form sometimes. In most numerical method, you would actually be using point form to develop the numerical method, and if you want to understand boundary condition, you would be using integral form. Okay, alright, so here we actually very sneakily suggested something, right? Because del dot B is equals to 0 and B can be written as del cross A, we didn't mention too much about that, about what that was, and that is the idea of we are going to do that one. Okay, so we are going to discuss about this quantity. What we mean here is that when the diversion of B is equals to 0, you can express B as curl of A, because diversion dot curl of A is always equals to 0. Okay, so this is general expression which exists for any vector field A. Diversion of curl of A is equals to 0. Because of this reason, I can denote this del dot B is equals to 0 by defining B as del cross A, curl A, you can say. So we can write down this B as curl of A is called as magnetic vector potential. A is called as magnetic vector potential, and it would be interesting to find out what are the units of A. So what are the unit of A? Think about this that a little bit. B is measured in Weber per meter square. And for curl operation, what is that operation involves? So curl A will be having something like del AX by del AY by del X. Okay, means this del AX by del Y, or del AY by del Z, or del Z by AZ by del X, and so on, right? So if you find out what is the unit, what we need to measure, we'll have to measure is AX, AY and AZ will be measured as Weber per meter square and multiply by meter, because the change in Y or change in X will have to be measured in M. Okay, so small change in Y, so small change in X is measured in M. So therefore the unit of A is Webers per meter. So I know B is equals to curl cross A, and I also know B is equals to mu not H for free space, which means what we are going to consider for now. So if I say substituting B here, in place of B I am substituting curl of A, what I get is curl of A is equals to mu naught H. And now let us consider this equation in reverse way. We know that mu H is equals to curl of A, so we are writing in reverse way this equation. Okay, so I get curl of A is equal to mu naught H, and this curl of H is already we already know is written as J. Okay, so this is mu naught J. What is curl of A? This is called as a vector. Okay, so this is actually defined, or what is called as vector Laplacian. So you can show that this curl of A is actually given by gradient of A, diversion of A minus del square A. Okay, so you can show that this is vector quantity. So I am leaving this as an exercise, that this identity that holds. Alright, so you can just calculate this one. So I am just leaving that for exercise. Okay, now next is, now we can simplify this expression by choosing an appropriate value of del dot A. There is a theorem called Helmholtz theorem, which tells us that any vector A is uniquely determined if we give both diversion of field as well as curl of field. The curl of field we have already given as mu naught H. So we have already defined that there is already a relationship for a curl of A. So if I specify diversion of A, we are free to choose whatever the specification that we want in this case. Then we have completely specified this vector potential A. So let me choose the simplest one that is possible. I will choose del dot diversion of A is equals to 0. Okay, I could have of course chosen del of diversion of A equals to any constant as well, but just as electrical scalar potential doesn't by itself mean anything, but only the potential difference mean. Similarly, magnetic vector potential do not by itself mean, but the differential potential is what matters. So I don't choose del diversion of A is equals to any constant as well. Okay, so I can choose it to be constant, and the gradient of constant would also be 0. So I have this del dot A equals to 0 as chosen, which is what I am going to do now. So this is the left hand side, this becomes negative del square A equals to mu naught J. So mention to put negative sign to the right hand side so that we can exfoliate a known relationship over here. So this relationship which I have written, it is vector form of Poisson equation. Correct? If you do not see it, look at this del square V is equal to minus rho V by epsilon 0. So this is scalar form of Poisson equation because V is a scalar quantity. Here it is actually a vector. So Laplacian, because this A itself has 3 components. It has Ax, x hat, Ax, it has y hat, Ay, z hat, Az. And this del square operator has operator on each of these 3 components. Okay. Of course, this del square has a simple expression or relationship only in Cartesian coordinate system. These expressions are quite complicated in other coordinate system. Okay, so for other coordinate system you have to go back to defining del cross A and the work with those expressions. Okay, so for Cartesian coordinate system, del square A can be applied linearly to Ax, Ay and Az, and with respect to each of those terms, right hand side would be minus mu naught Jx minus mu naught Jy minus mu naught Jz. So taken with respect to each of these waveform, it would be Poisson equation. And we know how to solve Poisson equation. At least formally I know to write down Ax, Ay will be my mu naught by 4 pi. Okay, so see, for del square V equals to minus rho V by epsilon naught, expression of V was rho V dV dash, which is the volume charge integration divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r minus r prime magnitude. Correct? So this was the something that you know, this epsilon naught is sitting in denominator, but mu naught is sitting in numerator. Therefore you can write down this mu naught in the numerator and everything else will be same. So you have Jx, in most general way case it would be volume integral, and so divided by r minus r prime magnitude. Similarly, what would be Ax? Ax is mu naught by 4 pi. Jx, we have just said that. Okay, similarly we will have Ay, Az. Okay, so the vector potential A at the field R is given by mu naught by 4 pi J dV prime, where J is the point to point variation of vector density and current density, and r minus r prime is the magnitude of vector that join the source and magnet field point. In case of J is defined only as a surface that you replace that integral over the surface. So in case of J is defined as filament of current. Okay, so then you need to replace this one with ideal or J naught dl, something like that. So why did we actually introduce this vector potential A? We will be employing vector potential very soon to find out the field of a dipole, and the field of dipoles are important because that is how we are going to introduce magnetic vectors, which is the model for field. To calculate those, to simplify those calculation, we use vector potential A. Okay, and it is possible to introduce the vector potential. However, in most cases, especially in vector potential, especially in radiation problem, it becomes easy to find out the field, magnetic field, if you know the vector potential. So for that reason we are introducing vector potential. So there is another potential that we could have introduced. We have this del cross A H. Here it is cross H is equals to some current enclosed only when the path encloses the current. If we consider a path that do not encloses the current, you have the current going like okay. So this is del cross H is equals to 0. So I can write down H as some gradient of Vm. Vm stands for magnetic scalar field potential, and we can do this, but magnetic scalar potential is not very useful except in very special cases. So we will not be introducing scalar potential for magnetic static field. In any case, this scalar potential is actually multi-valued. Okay, so magnetostatic scalar potential is multi-value. I am dealing with what when there are current here, the path enclosed current is not possible. So for this reason we are not introducing magnetostatic scalar potential, although the textbook of the course tech talk about it. This is not really important as well. So for us we have two potential, the scalar potential V and its general form is psi, and the magnetic potential A. So this is scalar and this is vector. So we are going to use this to find out the field of magnetic dipole and to model magnetization in coming lectures. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.